This is Giza, Egypt, on Friday, as riot police clashed with protesters, angry over the military government's designation of the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. At least 11 people have been killed as security forces broke up several protests across the country, including this one in the city of Ismailia, near Cairo. WSJ's El-Ghobashy reports that Friday's protests are part of a recent increase in street action from Egypt's Islamist parties, which had quieted down after security forces used increasing force to disperse protests, following the ouster of President Mohamed Morsi in July of 2013. But the Egyptian cabinet's decision on December 25th to declare the Brotherhood a terrorist organization appears to have re-energized Mr. Morsi's base. Islamist activists have also called for demonstrations against a referendum on Egypt's draft constitution, scheduled for mid-January. Al-Qaeda-linked militants have seized major parts of Fallujah and Ramadi, two large cities in western Iraq. These were scenes Friday from Fallujah. Some estimates say there are 500 militants in the city, and battles have already killed 21 people. We asked Middle East correspondent Matt Bradley about what's going on there.
Part of the reason why this is so dangerous is because this latest conflict is in fact fueled by the fighting in Syria. And a lot of the weaponry, a lot of the foreign fighters, and just a lot of the sort of Sunni chauvinism and anti-Shiite anger is really motivating the conflict that's occurring in Anbar and that we're seeing today.
The extremist group behind this siege is called the Islamic State in Iraq and Al-Shams, or ISIS.
This is essentially the latest incarnation of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. And what the leader, Al-Baghdadi, of this group, he's been trying to create a common cause between Al-Qaeda in Iraq and Al-Qaeda in Syria. And one of the things that he has actually publicly stated that he'd like to do is erase that border between Anbar province in Iraq and Syria and create a new Islamist caliphate that straddles both Iraq and Syria.
This was the scene on Thursday in Beirut, after a car bomb tore through a commercial district in the southern suburb of Haret Reik. 4 people were killed and another 77 were injured. Haret Reik is a stronghold of the Lebanese Shiite party Hezbollah. The group has a political office less than 200 yards from the site of the blast. Thursday's bombing comes just days after a car bomb in another part of Beirut killed 8, including a prominent anti-Hezbollah politician. WSJ's Noor Malis reports that the bloody civil war in neighboring Syria is spilling over into Lebanon.
Lebanon's political parties have long been divided over Syria, but it's a divide that's burst open over the past 3 years. We've seen Lebanese political parties get involved in the war, and the opposing groups have also started to target each other in Lebanon. It's not clear whether today's bombing meant to target anything, but coming just days after last week's bombing in downtown Beirut, killing the former finance minister, has made many Lebanese uneasy here, fearing that we've entered a cycle of violence.
This is the Foreign Bureau, WSJ's Global News Update.